What if I told you you've never actually really heard your instrument? This is the bold question posed by Haven Pickups, and they say they can solve that problem for us with their new humbuckers, Omnia. They're built for clarity and high output, and they're very different from every other pickup I've ever used. Now, while normal humbuckers have 2 coils side by side, the Omnia pickups have 4 coils, each with their own rail. They're available in active and passive, and today I'm going to be testing the passive versions. In fact, in this video, I'm going to install them in my Chapman ML3 Modern. This has got the standard Chapman pickups in it, which are fine, but I'm really curious as to how much of an upgrade the Omni pickups are going to be, because I do lose clarity on this when using high gain. The guitar already has a push-pull tone pot for splitting the original pickup, so I'll be using that to split the coils of the Omnias. I'm expecting big things from these pickups. They're handmade in Germany and they're €99 each, or $199 for the set of both. Let's get the soldering iron out and get them in this Chapman ML3 Modern. First thing to do is to protect the guitar with a bit of masking tape so I don't mark the finish when I take the pickups out. Then we're going to get some pictures taken of the soldering as it is, just in case I make a mistake. Then unsoldering those wires so I can pull the pickup out. More masking tape. Pickup should put out nicely now. Here it comes. Now, writing N on the back so that I remember this is the neck pickup if I ever need to use it again. More photos. Bridge pickup removal. Taking that out, that's the bridge. That's a B. Just twisting the wires together so they'll push through the channel nicely. And the channel's not that far away from the cavity. It's not that long, but it just needs a bit of a shove with some long nose pliers. There they are, through the other end. Soldering them to the switch using the wiring diagram that Haven Pickups provide. Reattaching the pot in place and pushing those cables once again, a bit more solder. There's the hot wires, so that's the signal going on to the selector. Just reinstalling the quick connect connectors, and then pickups screwed into the body, and I'm finished. Say hello to my Chapman ML3 Modern with Haven Omnia pickups. Now, possibly the most important part for you, the sound samples. So I do insist that you wear headphones or listen on some kind of decent sound system. If you're listening on your phone, you may not hear a difference. Although, if you are listening on your phone and you do hear a difference, let me know in the comment section. That really does speak for the difference that I've changed with this guitar. I've got 3 different riffs for you. A distorted one with lots of chugging, a distorted one with some ringing strings and some higher notes in it, and a clean one where I'll use the split coil and a bit of reverb as well. I'll put some labels on screen so you can see exactly what it is that you're hearing. I will go away and play them, then I'll listen back, and then we can talk about the differences and I'll review the pickups. Right, before we talk about the Omnia pickups, let's just talk about that bridge stock Chapman. I think it sounds great. I really think that the stock Chapmans are good pickups, much better than they used to be. So if you've heard anything about Chapman pickups, the version that I have, which is a few years old now, I think they're good pickups. However, the Omnia really shines in the middle position and the neck position. The stock bridge sounds fine for Chapman. The Omnia does just edge it, and it should because it's more expensive. But where it really comes into play, the Omnia, is that middle and neck setup. The stock Chapmans just get all muddy and you lose all that clarity and definition. Let's move on to some more sound samples with some chugging. Once again, it's a similar story. The stock Chapman bridge pickup really holds its own, and I really think that's a great pickup, and it's nice to compare it for me to sort of justify my thoughts. Again, the middle and neck pickup, the Omnia just shines, whereas the stock Chapman is just muddy and fluffy and horrible. In fact, no, not horrible. Horrible is not the right word, but the Omnia really does open up the instrument. I can't wait to get back to playing these because I can now change the amp settings and put some more bass into the sound and cut some of the treble that I had to put with the stock Chapmans. So I'm going to do some more playing in a little bit. But first, let's have some clean single coil. Now this is interesting because in the playing of these sound samples I felt that the Omnias sounded much more open and more balanced. Listening back to the sound samples, the Chapmans don't sound bad at all. It's just that the Omnias sound clearer and wider, and it is more level across the frequencies to my ear. And the Chapmans definitely have character to them. So in this case with the cleans, it's not that the Omnias are better. It's just that they are more, if you're looking for recording pickups, then I think the Omnias would be a great choice, and not just in a guitar that's in dropped C. Hearing those clean sound samples have really opened my ears to possibly putting these in a standard rock or standard clean guitar, like something in a telly would be amazing, because you've got this balanced tone from all the strings. I can really pick out all the individual notes. But I would really love to know what you heard and what you think of both pickups of the sound samples. If anything particularly impressed you or anything you didn't like, let me know in the comments section, because I heard a distinct difference and I have a preference, but I want to know if that's just me or is it more than just me. Now I've set the amp to something I think is a bit more appropriate to the Omnia pickups, and it turns out the EQ is almost completely flat. Let's hear it again. Okay, it's there. It's a full round clear sound. I'm just going to put it on the clean to see what it sounds like clean. Bridge pickup first. Okay, I think the single coil mode in these Omnia pickups sounds beautiful, and that middle position. It's one of my favorite sounds I've ever heard. That's beautiful. That's almost worth the price of admission alone. Firstly, let's talk about the installation of the Omnia pickups. One thing you didn't see was the installation instructions, which you can download from Haven Pickups website. And they are not the best installation instructions I've ever seen. They're certainly not the worst. They do the job, but I think that they are written from the point, or from the position, sorry, of someone who knows what they're talking about. So if you're brand new to installing pickups, the Haven Pickup wiring guide is technical, to say the least. However, I have spoken to Haven Pickups about this, and they will be changing it and will be making it more user-friendly. These instructions are not by far the worst ever. They're pretty good. It's just they could be better, they could be more user-friendly, and they could be clearer. The actual installation of the pickups was pretty much a breeze. The only thing I had to do was enlarge that channel between the pickup cavities and the rear cavities, because the cable, or the cable sheath, the collection of cables of the Omnia pickups is thicker than most pickup cables I've used, and certainly thicker than the Chapmans that were in there. I probably could have stuffed it through the existing channel, but why make work hard for yourself? I just made the channel bigger. So there's that to remember. If you have small amounts of space on your guitar, then you might need to make the channels bigger. Also, the Omnia pickups are big, not huge. I was going to say huge. They're tall. So if you've got a small-bodied guitar, like a 𝗬𝗙𝗏 or something, you might really need to make sure that they actually fit in your guitar before you wire them in. So always test before you go soldering anything, which I didn't, but, I came up lucky. Also, if you've got a guitar with pickup rings or a pick guard, it is much easier than the way I did it, mounting it to the body of the guitar. That was actually more difficult than I realized. And even though I know that I chose the right guitar for the sounds and the tuning that I wanted to use, I wish I'd chosen a guitar like a Les Paul with pickup rings. It would have made my job easier. I installed them in the regular humbucker mode, which is series and the split coil. You can also install them in parallel mode, and Haven Pickups have told me this sounds kind of the same, but quieter. I don't want quieter, so I put them in series mode. As I've mentioned already, I actually quite like the stock Chapman pickups, but where the Omnias really came into play here were those low notes and that low end, the bass section of your guitar. So if you're into chugging sounds and you think that you're needing some more clarity in your sound, I would absolutely recommend the Omnia pickups. They have the clarity, they have the definition, and most importantly, well, as equally importantly, they do what Haven Pickups marketing say they do. They give you more clarity and they do open up the instrument. Well done, Haven Pickups, for actually writing some marketing that is real. Also, what's real is the crazy options you can have with these Omnia pickups. You can have something called chug mode, which turns off the pickup on the treble string, so you've just got the pickup picking up the bass strings. So if you're only using those bottom 3 strings, then you can turn the other strings off, which is a fun, I don't know if useful, option to have. You do need to choose that when you're buying them though, okay? So contact Haven Pickups if you're interested in doing that. I do have a kind of regret that I only have one set, because I'd love to put a set in a standard tuning guitar, maybe my Maybach Lester, for example, to hear how they sound with classic rock tones, because of their clarity, because of their definition, that very much lends itself to thick, dirty metal. But I would love to hear it do some rock. So really, overall, if you're into high-gain metal, or you're into stuff that's sludgy and doomy, and you find that you need more definition from your guitar, I really recommend you have a look at the Omnia pickups from Haven Pickups. And that's it, people. Thank you for watching this video. You've made it to the end of the video, which means you're in the end of the video club. And to prove that you're part of this prestigious elite, when you leave your comment telling me what you think of the Haven pickups, please also include the phrase, Haven is a place on earth. And that will let me know that you watched this part of the video and does wonders for my YouTube algorithm. Thank you for doing that. If you want full technical specifications and all the information you need, there is a link to that in the video description. Thank you to Haven Pickups for sending them out and for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you for watching. If you want more from me, there are videos over there. If you want more from me in the future, there's a subscribe button are down there. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.